Hello, hello, hello. Bonjour, Joyeux Noël. Hi, Peg. Y'all have just got me, myself, and I tonight. As most everyone knows now that Mel had a death in the family, so he's still out of town, and he won't be with us tonight. And I spoke with Arthur this afternoon. He is still sick and battling this creeping crud that he's got, whatever it is. He's hoping it doesn't turn into pneumonia. So y'all definitely keep him in your prayers. Hi, Suki Lau. Hi, Rose. Hi, Angel. So it's just me tonight, and I'm going to try to keep it at an hour, and because I'm tired. And it's just a lot harder when you're by yourself than when you're with other people because everybody kind of helps everybody out. But that's okay. And we'll do fine. Just us. Peg, I've not heard of any drones here, which is kind of weird when you stop and think about it because we got all this oil and gas down here. So you think we would have a lot of drones down here just kind of scoping it out, making sure we're behaving ourselves. Hi, Marine. Thank you for your prayers. I appreciate it. Um, So I'm just trying to get through this week. Friday's my last day at work, and then 2 weeks off for Christmas. Yay! I can't wait. So I guess it would help if I took out a deck of cards. Makes it a little bit easier. I know Mel tends to he doesn't really do cards, neither does Arthur. When I'm with them, it's like it's just flowing and I don't have to worry about it. But when it's just me, I like having my cards. So we'll stick with the Christmas deck. That's keep us in the mood tonight. So, yes, thank y'all very much. Let's see here. Alrighty. Looking here for questions. I got you, Rose. I got you, Peg. Um, 2 weeks off. You got it good too, Suki Lau. One of the pluses of working at a university, especially a state-run university, we get all the holidays off. We get all the federal holidays off, all the state holidays off, and being on a campus, we actually get um, we actually get 2 weeks off for Christmas. It's the only job I ever had where I got 2 weeks off for Christmas. So let me go over here and make sure I got everything. Uh, all right. Okay. Just kind of I didn't want my other computer over because I'll run the show on the other computer just so if there's some kind of a glitch that doesn't show up in StreamYard, but it'll show up on YouTube, I can usually spot it faster and easier. Um, so yeah, y'all just keep Mel and Arthur in your prayers. I mean, with Mel, he was just there with these particular family members in for Thanksgiving, and then turn around and it was his niece's husband that passed away. He was only 40. It's like that's really young. So just well, we don't really get snow days. We'll get flooding out days. Doesn't really snow down here, but if we have really big storm systems that come in and we get a lot of rain, it'll flood because we're like at sea level or below. And so yeah, we tend to we'll get flooding days off, and because it's just safer for everybody to just stay home than it is for people to try to drive into town or drive back and forth across town to so yeah, hi Norm. Welcome, welcome. Hi Jasper. Yeah, Arthur's just had this creeping crud stuff, just and he still sounds terrible. He's gonna try to do a show tomorrow night. He said if he's feeling up to it. And if so, I'll go run backstage for him so he doesn't have to worry about it. But he's still under the weather, and I know when I talked to him earlier today, coughing, 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 coughing. I was like, "Yeah, you need to go back to bed." And of course, Mel is still out of town. I think the funeral's tomorrow, or it might have been today. I don't know. There was 2 days that they were doing events, so it might have been one day was like visitation and everything today, and then tomorrow's the funeral. I just know it's really. I'm sure it's just floored him. I sent him a message yesterday, and I just told him if you need something, just say the word. And he thanked me and said he's hanging in there for now. And black pepper and pineapple juice. Okay, wait, I'm gonna write that down. Um, black pepper and pineapple juice. I will give Arthur that message. See if see if it works. I'm not real crazy about pineapple juice myself, but and yeah, I think we're all trying to just excuse me. I'm really tired, y'all. We're all just trying to take it one day at a time. Hi, Kenya. Um, like I said, I'm just trying to get through the week till my vacation starts because I really need a break. My eyes are giving me fits today. Y'all pardon me while I have ocular high pressure, which makes my eyes overproduce tears, which makes them more dry, which makes them overproduce more tears. And I just looked at the eye doctor when he told me that. He said, "Yeah, I know." He said, "It's just a vicious circle." Uh, yeah, I usually use honey. I apologize. Oh, goodness. I use my insurance agent that I have my life insurance and stuff through. He and his wife have bees, and they produce their own honey. And so whenever anybody goes into the office, he's giving you bottles of honey. So I got lots of honey, and it's all local honey, and it's always best if you're going to use honey. It's always best to use local honey from your area because the bees are gathering that pollen from the local flowers and stuff in your area. So the honey's going to have natural immunities to the flora and fauna where you're at. And when you buy the big mass produced honey, a lot of that stuff kind of gets taken out. Yeah, I have macular degeneration too. Oh God, excuse me. I'm so embarrassed, y'all. I can't stop yawning. Um, yeah, I have a double astigmatism, plus I'm myopic, plus I have pre-glaucoma stages. I have the beginnings of cataract starting to form. Now I have floaters in my eyes, so I see like black specks all the time. It's very annoying, and I have what they call ocular high pressure. And there's too much pressure in my eyeball, and so that causes the eyes to dry out, which causes them to overproduce tears, and da 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 da, and you go in this vicious circle. I take eye drops. These are prescription eye drops. With my insurance, it's over $60 for this little bitty bottle. and I have to do it twice a day. And so, oh yeah, I am tired. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna quit yawning on y'all and let's answer some questions. We had a couple come in already. Let's see. Rose was up first. Let's see. Will Joe use executive order 135848? I don't know what that executive order is. It's what does it say? Can you like, hey my Cajun cuz, how you doing? Um, let's see. Well, good. I'm glad to know I'm not the only one with eye problems. But yeah, let's see. I don't know if y'all heard this, but something I think is absolutely freaking hilarious is the fact that he has President Biden has dismantled Trump's wall between us and Mexico, and he's now selling 40-ton packets of steel from the wall to the highest bidder, with bids starting at $5. Uh, $5 for a 40-ton thing, and so I'm like, now is that trolling or is that trolling? Right? I mean, he not only ripped down Trump's wall, but now he's selling it for pennies on the dollar, and so let's see. What is Uncle Joe gonna do? Well, the first thing we got here is the Three of Wands. So he's kind of looking around, seeing what can I do that will make it more difficult for them. Because I think he's trying to figure out how he can get under Trump's skin without directly attacking him. Yeah, Dark Brandon. And then I drew the Fool. So I think he's just having fun with it, to be honest with you. That's what I think he's doing. And then I got the Three of Pentacles. So he's getting help. He's getting lots of help from folks. So and yeah, you've got some. I don't know if he's gonna let some of the states buy any of this steel or not. But so Bill Joe, I think he's gonna do as much as he can without stepping over the line, because Joe Biden is still Joe Biden, and that's his nature. He's not going to step over that line and and kind of push the envelope in that area. Whereas, well, we know Trump would do it, right? He doesn't even see the line, and if he gets it in his head to do something, he does it. But it's still it kind of cracks me up to know that he's got this little sadistic bit of humor in him. I think that's kind of funny, and but I'm glad to see. Oh, excuse me again. Whew. I'm glad to see some of the stinger coming out, so that makes me happy. And so I guess we'll see. He may enact some of it. I don't know if he'll enact all of it. Um, I've been seeing. I've had coming across my feed lately. Um, readers that do political readings like we do, but I've never seen them before. Some of them are like they got a really high subscriber count, so they've been doing it for a while, and some of them are like kind of new at it. You can tell, they've only got a few hundred subscribers or something. But so I've watched some of these new people that I've spotted. I've got one that I'm going to invite on the channel. She and I are trying to work out a time, so once we get that figured out, and I'll let y'all know. But um, anyway, it's kind of nice to know that Uncle Joe there is he's got a little bit more bite left in his bark than I think most people realized, and that's good to see. Uh, I mean, I know some people are like really, really, really freaking out over all of this, and every time I actually watch a little bit of the news, it sends my blood pressure through the roof, and I start freaking out myself. And it was like, okay, I can't watch this. I just can't do it. I watch Midas Touch. I watch like Popak, who's on Midas Touch, and I'll watch Ben Masalis, and I'll watch Brian Tyler Cohen. Um, they give me news without making my blood pressure go through the roof. And so that's good. Because I want to know what's going on. I want to keep up with it. I need to know what's going on. We all do. I think that's part of the problem in this country is that people are just like, they don't care. They don't watch the news, except maybe their local news. They might watch 60 Minutes on the weekend or something, but that's about it. And unfortunately, you have a lot of the big news organizations that have all been bought out over the past 10 years or so by extreme right wing ideologues. And so that's why you've been slowly watching like CNN and MSNBC, and some of those channels are starting to swing more and more and more to the right. And it's like, okay, y'all need to cut the crap. We need you to give us the facts. You can give me your opinion by doing an opinion piece. But when it comes to the news and to the nation and what's going on, give me the facts. This happened, this happened, this happened. These are the reasons why they think these things happened. And that's all you have to do. Just give me the facts. I'm intelligent enough to figure it out on my own. Um, Unfortunately, there are far too many people out there who aren't able to figure it out on their own. But oh God, just the thought of having to listen to that man's voice for 4 years is enough to. It's like fingernails on the chalkboard. Um, I just, I, it's like if I watch something where they're being like really hyperbolic about it, like I said, my blood pressure starts going up and I get all freaked out. But overall, it's like I haven't, I know some readers have really, some have quit reading altogether, others have changed their format, or gone behind paywalls to do it. And if that's where they're comfortable, then I support them 500% in that. Um, you have to do, we each have to do what we feel is best for us. And I'm in no position to tell somebody else they're doing it wrong because I'm not them and I don't live in their shoes. And so, that's right, Peg. I am woman, hear me roar. I remember when that song came out in the 70s. I thought Helen Reddy was just awesome, like a goddess. That song just really, ugh. And I still like to listen to that song too. That talk about an anthem. But I don't. I just don't. I know Arthur's been saying it for a couple of years now. You have to be breathing to be the president. Um, and I don't know if. Sorry, y'all. My brother's singing on air, and uh, I lost my train of thought. Oh, um, hi Jana. Hi Kathy G. And it's just I saw Randy Rainbow did a new song. I haven't had time to listen to it yet. Um, but I was like, when Helen Reddy came out with that song, I think I was around 13, maybe 14. So it was like when we were in junior high school, which is now called middle school. Um, Same difference. But I remember it was, I mean, women's rights, equal rights were really big being pushed. There was a real Kane, hush. There was a really big push to trying to get women's rights, to be right there next to civil rights, for there to be equal rights for everyone. Hi Dawn. And so when that song came out, it was a real anthem for a lot of women who were like, wait a minute, I'm not some weakling. I can do any damn thing that I put my mind to. I know my mom was a single mom with 2 kids she raised by herself. And she was living proof to me that if you put your mind to it, you can do it. You don't need somebody else to do it for you. Um, Now, I have always tried to live up to that because that's how she taught me and my brother. We could be anything we wanted to be, whatever we chose to do and be in our lives. That's what we could. That's what we could do, and and I believed it, and she lived it. She was living proof of it. Um, so, but I think it was for the first time it woke women up to the fact that I can be my own person. I can make my own decisions. I can have my own checking account. Thank you very much. And my own credit card. And I can buy my own damn house if I want. And I don't need a man to do it for me. No offense to men, but back then, women couldn't have a bank account on their own. They couldn't have a credit card on their own. They couldn't go buy a house or a car or anything on their own without a man there to sign off on it for them. Whether it be their husband, their brother, their father, a friend, whatever. They needed testosterone in order to get what it is that they wanted. Um, and it was hard. I mean, um, I watched my mother struggle with it, most of my life. I mean, and to know that I now have fewer rights than I did back then, it, it's like there's something wrong with that picture. So before I go back off into another rant, um, let me make sure I haven't missed anybody's questions. Okay, no, I think I've gotten everybody to date. All right, who's next? Let's see here. Peg is next up. Who do you think they are and what do they want to accomplish? Oh, we were talking about the drones when you put that question in. I think some of them are ours because if they weren't, we'd be shooting them down. Um, I think some of them very well could be UAPs. And I think that the ETs have vested interest in making sure that we don't kill ourselves or blow each other up, and destroy the planet in the process. I think Earth is far more important in the overall scheme of the galaxies, the universe is, whatnot. There's a vital reason why we're here, you know. Um, and I think that there are far more intelligent life out there who are probably sitting around watching TV going, I wish to hell they'd get their shit together. I'm just saying. They're probably tired of watching a bunch of toddlers that have pissing matches with each other. And that's basically what we got going right now. Our country's still toddler stage compared to a lot of other countries. And hi, Linda Kennedy. It, yeah, I think most of the drones are probably US drones. I don't know if it's just testing to see how people react to seeing them everywhere, or I also believe that there's a good amount of them that are ETs, and I think they're just trying to get a better picture of what we're going through down here, and before they have to step in and teach us a what for lesson. Um, and I think, as is true with a lot of things, right now you have the extreme. We're not even to teenager years yet, Rose. We're still toddler stage. Um, I think we have, I think the ETs think that we have a lot of potential of being a really great people as a whole across the board, everybody. But it it's difficult when we all still fight like children over stupid crap, you know. Um, it's you got these incels that get on TikTok and whatnot, Twitter, X, whatever the hell they call it, and complain and complain about they don't know why women don't want to date them. Well, because you're a narcissistic bigot. That's why women don't want to date you. They don't want to be around people like that. Um, they don't understand why women won't go on dates with them, and it's like, well, maybe check yourself in your attitude. That might give you a good clue. Um, I just saw a thing somebody posted on, I think it was on TikTok the other day. Evidently, there are young career women who are probably like mid to late 20s, early 30s, that age range, who, oh, is that for me? Thank you, sweetheart. You brought me food. And I'm going to munch on a french fry. Uh, anyway, I think they're just trying to make sure we don't blow ourselves up, to be perfectly honest with you. Um, they're trying to make sure that we grow up a little bit and get a reality check. Um, what I was gonna say before the food interrupted me was there are um, All right, now I'm going to lose my thoughts. Oh, there are a lot of people on the right who are really freaking out about these UAPs, these drones, these whatever the hell they are, thinking that they're ETs. Evidently, this is causing severe cognitive dissonance in these people's brains because if there's ETs and they're coming over here to check on us to make sure we're behaving ourselves, that kind of blows their religious beliefs out the window, right? And they don't know how to take that. They don't seem to understand that both can be true at the same time. You can believe in both at the same time. It's a possibility. Trust me. I know. Um, so, yeah, I think you've seen a lot more of these drones in areas where it's very possible for people to step over the line and do something that they shouldn't do. Um, that could be, Norm. That could be. I'm not real sure. I don't have a lot of the information on that, but yeah. But I know they've been everywhere, and I, I saw an interview with an ex Air Force. I think she was a lieutenant, but part of what she did was in the drone department, and she just simply said, "Look, if these weren't our drones, they would be getting blown out of the sky." Because she was like, nothing flies in our airspace without us knowing it. You may have the MAGA trying to make us believe that the government is totally inept. And of course, in order to push that belief, they have to break as many things as they can so that everything is inept and it doesn't work right. But when government is properly funded, properly staffed, and that staff is properly trained, it runs like a well-oiled machine. And that's how it should be. And that's what we should be pushing for, is not to break it down and tear it up. We need to contact our congresspeople, our senators, our representatives, whatnot, and let them know, hey, how come y'all aren't properly funding this department, that department, the other department, whatever it is? You know, if you had the right amount of people in there working and paid them a decent salary, you wouldn't have the issues that we're having right now because it would run like a well-oiled machine. But that's like taking a wheel and you start knocking out the spokes, and that wheel doesn't turn right anymore. And eventually it collapses because there's nothing to hold it together. Um, I'm pretty sure we are in high alert as far as the military is concerned. You know damn well, that they're on top of what's going on and what this is. I think a lot of it though is our craft. Um, that they're um, this smells too good, y'all. They're putting our craft out there to, number one, make sure it does what they want it to do, and number two, to get people used to seeing that stuff. Because the day is not that long, I think, before we know for sure that there are other beings in this planet, on this in this universe. We are not alone, and it's going to cause a lot of issues with a lot of people who are not going to be able to grasp that concept. And so, the more that we who believe in that and understand that you can have a religion and believe in it, you can have ETs and believe in them too. It's going to take us to help them get through it. Hi, Light Seeker. So, for those of you who have come in late, um, Like I said, Mel and Arthur are both out. Mel had a death in the family. He's still out of town. Arthur is still under the weather. He's hoping like hell it doesn't turn into pneumonia. And he's still in bed resting. So he said something about he might try to do a live tomorrow night, depending on how he feels. So we'll see how that goes. So let's see what's next. Maureen had a question. Will Five Eyes be coming out with a report? I think so. However, will they be sharing that information with us? There you go. That's the ticket, right? I think the 5 eyes, 13 eyes, 18 eyes, I don't know. I've heard so many different numbered eyes, I can't keep up. But Libby tends to stick with the 5 eyes, and that's good enough for me. I think they know a lot more than we know. And I think our governments know a lot more than they're letting on. I think because of what Dodo Brains and his minions dropping cards. I think because of what Dodo Brain and his minions have managed to pull off, that's what has given encouragement around the world to these other fascist regimes to try to kick in and take over. We saw what happened in Syria, right? Assad literally had to sneak out of his own damn country and run for the hills to get away before they came down on his ass. You had what was the other country, y'all? Okay, just happened. It shit. I can't remember the other country who just literally their dictator tried to say their Romania. Thank you, Pegasus. Romania and Georgia, yeah, their leadership tried to say, we're going to be a dictatorship now. South Korea tried it too. People came back and said, no, you're not. Hi, Iris. So I know that once I was old enough to decide for myself where I lived, I have always chosen to live in a first strike zone. Now, I know a lot of people who look at me and say, are you crazy? What do you want to do that for? Because I don't want to be here the day after. If we cross that line and proceed to start blowing each other up with nukes, I do not want to be here the day after. I do not want to have to live in that. I don't want to have to try to survive through that. Nope. So I've always made a conscious choice to live somewhere that would be considered a first strike zone. Because I want to see a flash of light and that's it. Don't know what hit me, but I'm gone. So, and I'll go back to where I was before. And, maybe I'll try a different planet next time I pick a planet to live on. I have literally been told that tracing back my star seed, like what planetary system do I come from? Hi, Iris. I have literally been told that when I got a report done and it was blank, and I was like, well, it's blank. What does that mean? I was told you're from the before time. I'm like, what the hell is the before time? Oh, you were here before anything else was. I'm like, what do you mean before anything else? They say, oh, before the universe, before everything. And I had that explained to me by saying, you were celestial. Well, I don't feel very damn celestial most times, but I'm not going to argue with people whose gift it is to know these things. I've had other people tell me that I'm surrounded by angels all the time. I'm like, yeah, I can live with that. That's a good deal. I need all the help I can get, right? But yeah, Maureen, they're going to come out with a report. Now, whether if that report is going to be released to the public, I don't know. They may manage to keep some or most of it under wraps. And then again, they may not. I mean, Biden may just decide, yep, let's have a press conference. I'll let everybody know what it says. And then again, you may just have some people that make sure it gets leaked to the right places. But I think it's going to be part of our responsibility as good citizens of whatever country we're in, to one, start holding our journalists' feet to the fire and the media conglomerates that they work with, by letting them know, hey, what's this crap? Why the hell haven't you, been covering this? Or, what's with these skewed opinion pieces instead of the news? I think we got lulled into everything being a reality show. And so here we go, second time around, with a reality host, a reality show star, whatever. Reality shows aren't reality. It's all scripted. They know what's going to happen before they do anything. So, it's just, we have to, it's going to be our responsibility to stay on top of it. It's going to be our responsibility to keep up with the news ourselves and to find reliable sources that we can count on that are going to give us the facts and not a bunch of horse manure. So, and it's out there. You got Midas Touch, you got Ground News, you've got independent journalists that have walked away from the corporate nonsense to say, no, I'm not going to lie for them. I'm going to report the truth. These are the people we need to follow. These are the people we need to read. Subscribe to their Substacks, because a lot of these journalists, when they walk away, they're losing their income. And the only way they're going to get an income is if people pay to hear what they know. So, Pegasus, we're lucky if we get 1 minute of news, much less. So I hope that answered your question there, doll. Artist Liz, okay, you're up. Is Biden going to enact the PEDS Act? Y'all remind me again what that is. I know it, and my mind's going blank. Hi, Moonstone Girl. Yeah, that's a good point, Jana. Once you tell me what someone else is thinking, then and try to pass it off as your own. If you agree with what someone says and you say, so and so said this, and I think they're right, that's one thing. But, to turn around and pass off somebody else's thoughts, Presidential Emergency Action Document. Okay, thank you, Rose. I couldn't remember what it stood for. He may have to. He may have to. There may not be a choice. I feel like what my guides are telling me is again, like I said, hi, Kiba. He's going to do anything and everything he can do without stepping over that line, which a lot of us get very frustrated because he doesn't step over that line. There are a lot of Democrats who don't push back. They just roll with it. And I think that most of us are at the point where it's like, they threw the rule book out years ago. It's time for us to do the same and put up your dukes and let's get down to it, as Pat Benatar sang. So as much as I want to see Biden just come out full Dark Brandon and go all Dark Brandon on his ass, another part of me is awfully damn glad that he hasn't done that, because he's not crossed that line. However, there may come a point when he's going to have to cross that line. All right. Well, the first thing I got was the Six of Cups reversed. I'm trying to remember. This is somebody who is thinking that they've got all kinds of goodies coming their way, but everything's getting dumped out behind them. So what good is it going to do them, right? I'm worried. What worries me is that Biden is going to wait too long before he starts dumping some of these cups out and saying, okay, enough's enough. I really think he's waited. He's on the verge to have waited too long. The next card I got was Death, reversed. Now, of course, a death card does not mean somebody's going to die. It doesn't. But it does mean that things are changing. It's going to be a death to one way of surviving, existing, living, so that the new way comes through. Perhaps this is Spirit telling us that the Democrats are going to have to kill off their old way of doing business in order to step into now and deal with what's happening. And then the last thing I got was a Two of Pentacles. So there's choices to be made. You know, what is it that we looking to do? There's choices to be made here. So it's not going to be easy, but like I said, I'm at a cross between, I want Dark Brandon to come out. I want him to come out full force. I want him to break all the rules. I want him to put his foot down and say, we're not putting up with this crap. But there's another big part of me that's like, yeah, no, I don't want him to go down into the gutter with the rest of them. Stay above the fray. But it's not going to be easy no matter which decision he makes. It's not going to be easy. So, yeah, Moonstone Girl, that's right. They kind of can't do anything until after it's been certified, and then they can audit stuff. Damn, these fries are good. I'm getting cold. So, yeah. Okay, Maureen, go ahead. Go take the puppy to potty. Um, I agree, Pegasus. When I heard that first comment by Newsom, and I was like, whoa, wait a minute. What are you saying there? And then Obama came out and said something. And now Jeffries has come out and said something. It's like they're dropping very, very big and very broad hints. And I don't know if they're just trying to prepare us for what's about to happen, or if it's also considered to be a veiled threat to the other side that we know what you've done and you can't hide from it. Hi, Carolyn. So, no, my puppy's upset because I got food over here and I'm not giving him any. He can smell it. What's in there? Chicken strips. Oh boy. My son went to Cane's. So, all right. Cover that, Sherry. Stop eating. No, he's not happy. The only reason why he wanted to win was to stay out of jail because he thought it's going to make all this go away. What has him so upset now is that none of it's gone away. The lawyers were smart enough to just put everything in a holding pattern. And the day he gets out of office in 4 years, it all comes crashing back down on him. So, yeah, isn't that going to be exciting, huh? And we'll see what happens then. But thank you, Rose. But not everybody wants to see me chew. Um, and I'm gonna have to go stick it in the microwave and heat it back up anyway. It's already cold. Um, yeah, Carolyn, I agree 500% with that. You know, he needs to be in jail. The biggest mistake that Biden made was in not pushing Merrick Garland into going after them from the beginning. That should have been the first damn thing they did after he was inaugurated, was go after not just the people that were smearing crap on the walls and busting shit in the Capitol, but they should have gone after all of the higher ups, the ones that planned it, like 45 and his minions. And they should have been hauling them to jail for the example. Because as far as I'm concerned, and this is my opinion only, YouTube, for entertainment purposes only, they committed treason. They attacked their own country and they committed treason. It makes all of them traitors, and they need to be treated as such. And if there are Democrats that are dirty that were part of all of it, then I want them exposed and I want them punished just as much as I do the Republicans. Um, you don't turn your back on your country like that and walk away and expect nothing to happen. Um, I think the next step Biden needs to take is he needs across the board, he needs to issue mass pardons to anyone and everyone who had anything to do with the January 6th commission or any of the other trials or any of the other any of the whistleblowers that came forth with information, anybody that testified to let us know what was going on. We need to, Kane, please stop. You're being annoying. Um, we need to they 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 need to very definitely Yeah, I mean, by all rights, especially if Five Eyes provides the proof, the indisputable proof that our country and the P-Man and all of his buddies, if they had a direct hand in screwing things up, then not only should there be international law out to get them, but that's an act of war. That's them enabling an act of war on us. And then that's when Biden puts in the war. I don't remember now what the number is for it, but he can say we are under attack, we are at war. And that freezes all movement of changing leadership. It shuts it all down, which I think was what 45 was trying to have done on J6. Is he was trying to get people so head up that people started screaming it's an act of war, and then he could just be a wartime president and not leave the White House. Unfortunately, he was too damn stupid to know how to do that. A lot of mistakes he made the first time around, he's not making this time. So he did learn from his mistakes. What he learned was how to not make the same mistakes. Or if he did do the same things, which we know he has done, that he's done it in such a way that it covers his ass and he can't get held accountable for it. Fortunately, we have a lot of really good judges in this country. Some Republicans, some Democrats, some independent, that see the law as the ultimate thing to obey. And so they're not giving in to all of the crazy court shenanigans that 45 and his people are trying to do, all the crazy stuff that his lawyers are trying to file in the courts, and he's getting judges across the board saying, no, we don't do that here. And yeah, Pegasus, you're right. It wasn't just us that got hit by cyber war by Russia. You had France, you had Germany, you had Syria, you had Romania, you had Georgia, you had countries across Europe who has been quite literally under attack. Let's see what we got here. First thing I got was the Three of Cups. So that's MAGA. They're celebrating. They think they've gotten away with it all. It's just all going to go their way. They're having a party. They're having a good time. However, what they're not talking about is there's a lot of swords that have been stolen. There's a lot of information, a lot of weaponry, a lot of backroom deals that have been made that have stolen this last election. And people are pissed about it. What's funny is MAGA and the right are so damn angry. And it's like, what are you angry about? You won. Why are you looking for a fight? You gotta, you won. Bye, Peg. Have a good night. Yeah, that's right. They kept the gag order in place, thank goodness. And the last thing I got was the Six of Wands. So, And with this one here, it looks like she's being able to get the gold ring, or in this instance, the holly wreath with her staff, and they're gonna be able to. They think everything's gonna go their way with no problems, and they may come close to that, but again, they may not. So, let's see. Liz had a question here. Oh, all right. We just did that one. Well, Shari, pay attention to what you're doing. All right. We got my Cajun cuz here, Katie and Proud, had a question. Acadian Proud, that's some of it. Some of it is that the energy has changed. The energy has been changing. It was like I was getting very specific downloads, readings, just information that I was pulling before the election. And it was like I knew, like so many others, I knew that Kamala was hands down, she was the winner. And then after the election, I mean, and we all felt this way. We all felt sucker punched, especially those of us who, were reading and sharing everything that we were seeing. Thanks for coming by, Carolyn. Have a good night. They a lot of people were really upset. A lot of people were upset with us. A lot of people lost a lot of subscribers like those first few days. Now, most of us have gotten that same amount of people back and then some. But even after the election, for several weeks afterwards, it's all my drawings. Every time I threw cards on it, every time I went into the energy to try to read what was happening, it was all very specific about no, this and this and this is going to happen, and it's something's coming, right? It's going to change it. I still feel the something coming, and it's going to be big, and it's going to be earth shattering. I think in a lot of respects. What it is, I don't know because they won't show me. So maybe they're not giving us what this next step is going to be because they don't want the cart to be before the horse, I guess you could say. But a lot of it is free will. You've got a lot of people who have kind of changed direction in what they were doing or what they were saying because now they're trying not to end up in prison themselves, right? You've got some people that are scared to death that they're going to get hunted down and jailed or deported or God only knows what. And that's scary. It really is. A lot of it is they've what is known, what our government is aware of, what other governments are aware of that are dealing with this, they know a hell of a lot more than we do. And they're not sharing it. They're just not sharing it because they know that's letting the enemy know that we know what they're up to. And I think that by staying quiet on a lot of it, they're hoping that they can circumvent it. Let's hope they're right. I think that you have others who are busy trying to make nice with Trump and his team now for fear of being hunted down after he's sworn in and imprison themselves. I know there's a lot of people with that fear. Um, you have a lot of people that are immigrants or who are naturalized citizens and whatnot who are terrified of being rounded up and put in concentration camps and then shipped off to countries that they don't know anything about that country. They've never lived there. They've only known this country, and this is their home. Um, I think that it's a mix of all of this stuff happening. Okay, what they're saying to me is because of all of this happening, so much is in the air, so much is changing from moment to moment to moment. We've shifted like 3 or 4 or 5 timelines just since the election alone. It's crazy. But because of all the just all of everything happening and it's changing constantly. And it's like I can read on topic A on Monday, and on Wednesday I can read on topic A again and I get a completely different answer. And before that rarely ever happened unless something major occurred between Monday and Wednesday, you know. Um so I think that a lot of readers are either not expressing everything they're being told, again, for fear of being hunted down. I understand that. Um, and and a lot of it is just that the energy keeps shifting and changing. It's like watching sand through a sieve, you know. It's there's no way to capture it, to stop it. It's just pouring right through. Um, and I think it's going to take a lot of effort on all of our parts, like I said, to stay as informed as we can with the facts. Um, the Republicans are already talking about um, getting rid of Social Security because it's a drain on our budget. Okay, well, number one, Social Security is not funded by the budget at all. It's funded by our tax dollars that we pay into the system, like any other insurance program. We pay into it, that's our money. Um, and because the Democrats have managed to try to start shoring up some of that to keep it from being done away with. A lot of people don't realize that Social Security and Medicare has $2.9 trillion in the bank, so to speak. It's not like we're going to run out of money tomorrow paying out Social Security and Medicare. Um, while there are parts of it that is of concern if we don't stay on top of it, there's also uh, it 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 bears repeating that the conservative right has been trying for decades to get their money, to get their hands on that money, Social Security money. And because it's not attached to the budget, because it's not funded per se by the government, it's funded by our tax dollars going in, which, yes, is a part of the government, but still, it's our money going in. We're funding it, not anybody else. Um, there are uh, there are a lot of people who've become convinced that Social Security won't be there for them when they retire. That's hogwash. And the thing of it is that they've been trying, like I said, for decades to get their hands on that money so that they can then privatize it, charge whatever they want to charge for us to have to pay into if we want to keep that policy, so that they can then yank the rug out from under us and say, yeah, no, we're going to do away with that. It's not working. That's been the Republican way of doing things for as long as I can remember, is they jump up and down and bitch and moan and carry on about this, that, or the other doesn't work, doesn't work, doesn't work. And then they get in the office, and what's the first thing they do is they break the thing that they're complaining about so that, yeah, it doesn't work because you broke it, you know? Um, so that's part of the hi Sylvia. That's part of the issues with when Republicans are in charge of the House and the Senate and whatnot. They don't do anything except break stuff. They're like 5-year-olds that get pissed off at their toy and they break it, and then they want to go run cry to mama because the toy's broken. Well, you broke the damn thing. Maybe you shouldn't have broke it. You'd still have it to play with. Same concept. Um, they have managed to choke the life out of so many policies by underfunding them, getting rid of the people so there aren't enough staff to do the job, to take care of what needs to be taken care of. And then they want to complain that these people are making too much money. Most of them make $10 an hour and less. You can't live off of that. Or else they work at minimum wage, which is $7.25 an hour. You show me where in this country you can survive on $7.25 an hour for a 40-hour work week. I'll wait. Go ahead. Tell me. You can't, because it's so it's so corrupt on certain levels that it's mind-boggling. At the same time, it's a battle cry to us to actually do something. Um, and I think that's where a lot of people are now politically, is like they just want him to do something about it. I don't know what they think he's going to be able to do, but there you have it. Um, yeah, they did, Rose. The Republicans borrowed heavily from the Social Security funds until I think it was Obama that did it. It might have been Clinton, but maybe it was Obama who went in and shored up Social Security and shut down all frequencies going on around it to keep people from just to make it easier on everybody to just keep going the way they're going. Um, I'm getting mixed messages here. I got one telling me one thing and the other one saying something else. It's like, okay, wait a minute, take turns. Um, welcome to bipolar. Yeah, thanks. Um, I know that Biden is working on legislation that's designed to prevent anyone from tampering with Social Security or Medicare for like the next 10 or 15 years. Um, Now, whether that is going to work or not, who knows? We'll find out. But yeah, it's they're working hard at trying to shore up as much as they can before he comes into office. There's a part of me that still doesn't see him getting inaugurated. I think it would be hilarious if he unalived himself the day before he gets sworn in. That's just, that's something we would all enjoy because we don't want him in office. But he knows that if he doesn't go in office, his butt's going to get sentenced for some of these things that he's enacted. And it's going to be rough. It's going to be rough on everybody. It's going to be rough for all of us. Um, I think, okay, that's they're not giving me anything else. So um, that's all I've got for now. So, well, guys, we've been at this an hour and 17 minutes, and I'm fast fading on y'all. And that food is really starting to smell good, even if it is cold. It's like I'm ready to eat. Um, Thank y'all again for coming and hanging out with me. Like I said, please keep Mel in your prayers as he deals with this loss and his family. I know this hit him pretty hard, so just continue to hold up him and his niece who just lost her husband. Um, that's I've been there. I know how tough it is. Um, I was 39 when I lost my husband, so yeah, I know how hard that is. Um, Continue to keep Arthur in your prayers that this doesn't turn into pneumonia that he's got, and that he shakes it off pretty soon and gets well. Bless his heart, he still sounds horrible. I talked to him earlier today on the phone, and he just kept coughing, coughing, coughing. I was like, "Yeah, dude, go to bed. Don't worry about anything. Just go to bed." So, um, now he did say he might try to do a live tomorrow night. So y'all just check his page and you'll see. I'll be back Wednesday night with Sisters of the Mystical Tarot with Marina and Allie and Val. It's going to be on my channel this go round. I'm the host. So that's 7:30 Central Time Wednesday night. And there's other stuff too, but I'm not digging out my date book right now to look at it. So just check in. I'm gonna start trying really hard to start putting up like a week ahead what my schedule is gonna be for the coming week, and then posting it on my community tab. That way y'all can go peek. If there's a particular night or a particular guest you want to see, you'll mark your calendar and you'll know that we'll be on. So and I'm just trying to get through to Friday. My last day, then 2 weeks off. I'm so ready for vacation. Oh my God. Y'all have a great night. Thanks for coming and hanging out with me tonight. Hi, Scorpio Mama. Um, I really appreciate it. Um, our regular night to do Draining the Swamp, actually, our next show would be next Monday night. So, I don't know. I'll talk to Mel. If he's up to doing it, we'll be here. If not, we may just take a break until January and then come back in January. So we'll see what happens. But I'm going to wait till Mel gets back and I get a chance to sit and chat with him for a few minutes and see what he wants to do. And same with Arthur. So y'all have a great evening, and I will see everybody soon.